Yes, sir. We're back again with another episode of From Downtown. Today is April 9th, 2024. A great Tuesday. We don't have fucking work tomorrow. But other than that, I feel like today is going to be a great day because we finally have some basketball back. Our future hit because we chose fucking UConn to win the national championship in the beginning of the season, even though the odds were like plus 700 even then. Shit. I'm trying to think about what else we fucked around and did last night. MLB was a great slate last night. I think a lot of the teams. I think the Pirates went over. The Cubs and I want to say that was the Padres actually went over. Padres were fucking down like 8 runs going into like the seventh inning and fucking around and won that game. That's crazy work. But a lot of great MLB games today. A few college baseball games that's noteworthy or worthy to talk about. But other than that, let's go ahead and hop straight into it with the sport that we did not have. Well, we won't have for the rest of this fucking basketball season, which is college basketball. Last night UConn beat Purdue 75 to 63, 75 to 60, something around that range. Definitely was on the aspect of them beating the fuck out of Purdue. If you watched the one yesterday, I said whatever that spread is, I would take it. A lot of the things that I saw yesterday out of UConn were just the things that I've seen all year to make me realize like this is a group of kids, a group of players that just fucking heads and heels above a lot of other fucking kids right now in college. So right now, Stephon Castle is looking. He was looking kind of rough last night, as a freshman, being in his first championship game. But Tristan Newton settled in to become a great fucking guard last night. Like that was like, of course he's been averaging 15 and 7 this whole time. Like so, it's not really a shock that he can give you 20, 4 and 7 like that. But in a big game like that, I feel like Purdue's guards just couldn't keep up. Like if you watched yesterday, we talked about it. It was like the X factor is going to be Braden Smith. Like we know Zach Edey was going to do what Zach Edey always does. He fucking 7'6". Fuck, go do what you always do. But the guards for Purdue did not play as well as I would. I can't even say as I would have liked to seen. They didn't play as well as I know they could play. Like Tristan Newton and Stephon Castle are just too big, pause for their team. I mean, their guards were just too small trying to get their shots off. We run you out the 3-point line and we put you into the paint with Clingan. He was looking like damn near more dominant than. Let me shut the fuck up. I was about to say more dominant than Edey, but no, he wasn't. Clingan played amazing. He played as like a big man should against fucking Zach Edey. But that was some things that I feel like Purdue could have did better in that second half. They started off very, very, very rough. I think they went down. They went down in the half, down 5 or down 6. It was a close one. It was a 2-possession game. I remember that, and I just remember thinking like Purdue needs to do a lot to shake back off of that. Shut up, Carter. But a lot of the things that I realized that Purdue weren't able to do is just the things that I saw like teams across America couldn't do. UConn is the only team to be able to play that such a great defense and be able to consistently score. We saw how it happened with Houston. You can play this great defense, but if you can't score, your inability to score in this type of environment or this type of game in this moments in March Madness, like you have to be able to score the fucking ball. Like of course we can lock somebody up. Of course you should be able to lock up a play. You should be able to have your rotation so fucking perfect at this point in the season to where we don't even have to talk about it. We just going and we moving into our rotations. People in help side. People are denying the ball one pass away. Like this is things that whatever you do one pass away. Like that's just things I know. But I didn't really see another team that could compete with UConn, and that was evident last night. Not too much harping on that because I don't really have anybody else to talk to about with that shit. So it's like kind of beating the dead horse here, talking to myself. But let's just go ahead and move on to the fact that UConn is going to be a powerhouse for the next like at least 2-3 years. And let's just go ahead and hop into the NBA because tonight we have some great games going on. while the NBA is starting to settle down. Tonight the Bucks play the Celtics. The Celtics are 15 games ahead of them for first place right now, so I don't feel like this game would be nothing more than an implication for what a playoff series could be. I feel like I'm not looking at record. I'm not looking at the rankings. I mean the rankings of who, like, where they're at on the in the standings. I'm really just looking at it like they're gonna fill each other out just to see tendencies. I was say tendencies, just to fill out tendencies, and just to see how coaches would adjust to the things that you do as a coach. I think tonight will be a more of a head coaching battle between Rivers and Missoula, but I don't think that it's going to be what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think that it's going to be a game in which it comes down to like the fourth quarter. I don't think it's going to be one of those. I think the game is going to be decided by the third. Don't really want to say blowout, but I kind of do want to say it. Like, I feel like by the third it should be decided and warranted a fucking fourth quarter comeback from the Bucks. And if you understand what I just said, you understand where I'm going with it. Because I definitely think that the Celtics demolish the Bucks tonight. But you never know. You never know. They can sit some people down. The Celtics, that is, they're fucking 14 games ahead of them in fucking Eastern Conference for the first seed. So they're not playing for any type of playoff implications other than the fact that you might see the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals. Other than that, the next game that I really wanted to talk about, I had it wrote down in my notes. Sorry. I wanted to talk about the Spurs at Grizzlies, as well as, to end the night, the Clippers at the Suns. And I also did have the Warriors with the Lakers, but I feel like that game, if we have enough time, we'll talk about it later. But starting off, the Spurs at the Grizzlies. Spurs are coming to Memphis, in which I feel like, even though this just had nothing to do with how Memphis is going to fucking rebuild for the future or fucking prepare for the future. I think this game is definitely going to be closer than a 5-point game. I think that we can win this game against the Spurs, but I do feel like it's going to be a high scoring game, especially from our side. I feel like the team total for us should be at around like 98, 99 points. I think we definitely get like 110, 112 tonight. I think we get to see a lot of good scoring off the fact that some of these guys were playing fucking every game since we fucking like blew it up, and all of the injuries kind of hurt us. But I feel like the Grizzlies needed that day off yesterday. But they always get days off. But I just feel like that day off yesterday probably could propel them forward to be at home and win this game against the Spurs. Not really gonna overthink it. It's two bottom of the barrel teams, so this shit really is fucking up for grabs with whoever wants to play great tonight. The next game that I want to talk about is the Clippers and the Suns. Tonight, I think the Clippers actually have a good chance of going into Phoenix and keeping the game close, but I do think the Suns fucking win this game. I think we see a great night out of KD. I think we see one of those big games, 30, 40-point games out of him tonight. I just think he's not going to be stopped the whole first half. If it starts to heat up for the Clippers, it would be in that second half. So I would think KD would be getting his points, sparingly through the fourth and the third. But first and second quarter, he should have fucking had a field day with the fucking Clippers defense. They don't have anybody there to guard KD. That's the only reason I'm doing this shit like this. I feel like there's nobody there that can guard KD. I don't want to put a aging Kawhi on him. And this close to, playoffs, anything can happen. Never gonna speak on no dumb shit like that. But the last time I said somebody was an injury prone, it was Royce Lewis, and that was opening day of MLB, and he got hurt opening day after he hit a home run. So I mean, there's a lot of things that I don't want to say just to not jinx people, because I'm a sports head. I'm an athlete myself. I don't like to jinx people, but it's like I just don't see anybody that can guard him right now in the regular season as a regular season warrior. I don't think anybody can guard him. Next game is the Warriors at the Lakers. The Lakers are the 9th seed, 8th seed right now. in the fucking Western Conference, and the fucking Warriors are the 10th seed. So this is definitely a couple. This fucking game could happen again in like 2 weeks or a week, whatever, whenever this shit ends and then play in begins. This game could definitely have some ramifications for how you're seeded moving forward to get to the next 2 weeks. I think this game is going to be a game in which we see very good basketball. Like a lot of people see these two teams and just think of them bottom of the barrel, and not bottom of the barrel, of course. You just think they're aging. They're old. They can't really find their way. That the young gunners are gonna fucking run over them in the playoffs. Oh, I really don't like to play in because if they only had 8 spots, the Lakers and the Warriors wouldn't make it. But you're gonna see great basketball tonight. I think that's two teams that when they come together and play each other, you kind of see like a great, I want to say, aspect of basketball. You see a great brand of basketball, and that's just defense, playmaking, shooting, the ability to just fucking score the basketball like that is going to be evident tonight. And I just wanted to, I guess, talk about that because I really don't have anything definitive for this game other than the fact that it's just going to be a good game to watch. Next and but not least is the MLB, and last but not least is the MLB. And the only thing I have here tonight, if you're following me or if you take any of these MLB things that I ever post on there, is just for Cole Ragans to go over 5 strikeouts. I think that Tyler Glasnow can go over his number. I think his number is at 6.5 tonight. And Carlos Rodon at 5.5 is also looking good. So I think those are my 3 pitchers to go over. Really like Cole Ragans. Really would take him for 6 or 7 while they're plus money. Young pitcher, electric arm. Had a great fucking opening day. And I think he had like 8 strikeouts. He came back again last week, I want to say, and he had no, he didn't have another game. I'm tripping. But right now, I think that the Blue Jays, if you can keep George Kirby under fucking 8 strikeouts, 7 strikeouts, I think the Blue Jays are the team to win this game. But with Chris Bassett on the mound, I know they give up a lot of runs, so I know that I would definitely lean towards the over here. But looking at George Kirby, this is a person that make me take that over from 8 down to like 6.5 or 7, just to make it easier for myself. Just because I know that George Kirby, if George Kirby is his own fucking point, the Blue Jays might not fucking score until like the 6th, 7th inning. So, being prepared for that, just knowing that the Mariners can hit the fucking ball, they can, the Cal Riley, fucking Julio Rodriguez, you can hit that bitch all across the field. So, I think it's going to be a good game for them. I just would need to see how the Blue Jays react to George Kirby on the mound. So I would definitely lean towards the over there. And the last thing that I have for tonight, MLB wise, that I will be putting on I'll be putting the rest of the shit that I have in my head on the Instagram as well. But it's the Padres against the Cubs later in the night. Yu Darvish finished yesterday with like 6 Ks. I thought he would get way more than that, 6 or 7 Ks. But I think tonight Joe Musgrove shows you why he was the ace for a while. I think he can definitely get you 6 Ks tonight. His line might be at 4.5, 5.5 right now, so I definitely would take that line over. But I think that Joe Musgrove has a good game tonight, but I do think that the Cubs find a way to win this game. I think that yesterday it slipped out of their hands. Their bats are way better than the Padres. Their fucking pitching or their bullpen is way better than the Padres is. I just feel like that game yesterday was just a slip up, and it was like those things happen in baseball. Nothing really to be worried about. But I do think the Cubs actually do win this game, or at least keep it close. So that plus 1.5, plus 2.5 run line for the Cubs is looking like gold to me. But other than that, that's all we have for today. And like I said, I don't have work tomorrow, so I would definitely be posting a From Downtown Smoke Break Wednesday tomorrow early if Moochie and Lazy is up for it. But other than that, we will see you guys then.